What up, everybody? We're always talking about the cabin, so figured on the way that shut down everything, we'll kind of give you a quick tour. I mean, you'll kind of see everything, but I'm not going to give a full rundown. So the cabin's about 900 square feet. It was here before we got here, but we have made a ton of improvements. The guy before us, really cool dude. He just wasn't up here a lot, neither was his family, and so the way they utilized it, it's been 3 years of hell for us because we actually use it. We've blown out 4 or 5 water pumps because we were using like the RV pumps at first, and we finally had to start upgrading our stuff, and we understood. But everything we did was a learning process. But me and Manny, we've done a lot of the work here, so we kind of know a thing or two, and that's really because it was all trial and error. If you don't shut it down right, it does get really cold up here. It's not gonna be cold like a lot of the northern states, but it does get pretty cold up here. I mean, it can get below 0, no problem, especially later in the season we go. So if we don't shut it down properly, it's gonna make for a horrible trip for the next person that comes up, definitely. And we know because we've done it about, I don't know, 100 times. So you end up spending your whole time not even hanging out with the family, but really doing work. So I'll show y'all real quick, and then we'll go for the shutdown. But we got one little bunk room in here. I mean, nothing major, just 2 beds and some shelves. We got a view right here. It's pretty nice, but we do have a great view, fully screened in porch. You gotta have that out here. The mosquitoes are like wiener dogs. They're massive. So we do have a propane heater in here finally. We do have a wood stove here. We used it a lot when we first got up here, but let me tell you, too many logs in there and you're gonna die of a heat stroke in the middle of the night. And we've learned that too. We never had one before. We were like, yeah, let's stuff it up with some logs, and then we woke up sweating and everybody was pissed, so it didn't work out. We finally did get a mini split up here. I will show you our solar. We're completely off grid. And when I say off grid, I mean we're like way out in the woods. I mean, it takes 40 minutes just to get to a pavement road. The rest of us is in the forestry. We only have 2 neighbors, and everything else is, you know, so we're all surrounded by 30,000 acres. So the neighbor beside me has got a couple hundred, 600 next door, and then the guy across the river's got a couple, you know, like, I don't know, 100 or something like that. Anyway. Got another little small room, show much of the details, you know what I mean? We do have a restroom. I will say, we do have the smallest shower on the planet. Big boys like me gotta get in there and do the Cinderella if you wanna get washed up. But hey, who complains about having a toilet and a shower in the woods? Not me. So that's that. Y'all can follow me now. We'll go outside. This is like the best episode of Cribs you're ever gonna get. So you come out here, we got a little shop, side by sides, which took us time to accumulate, believe me. We've had this property for about 5 years. We didn't hunt for the first 2 years because we were just trying to get used to it. You know, we got a little, listen, a lot of this, sometimes a lot of guys will say this isn't enough. It isn't enough for us. We bring up every old tool we've ever had to keep in here. We got a shelf full of like miscellaneous things, because when you're up here, way up here, there's no running to the store. So that's one of the things that we've learned big time up here is you're not running to the store to get some. There's no quick trips. We do have this in here. Probably not the safest idea, but if you guys have any ideas on how to keep a shop warm during the winter time, other than this, I mean, we have insulation, but it doesn't matter how much insulation we have. It doesn't work. So we do have a well, which is what you're seeing. This is how we fill these tanks up right here. We decided to run all PEX. It was PVC, and that was causing us a problem. So we do have, you know, some PVC. Got the backflow. We got the big water pump for us. Something that we didn't know when we first moved up here is that you need a pressure tank, and that changes a lot of things. We were just running a pump directly to the house, and obviously every time you turn on the water, boom, the pump comes on, and we were burning them up and left and right, and it was causing us a major headache. We got a little water filtration system, nothing major. We don't really drink the water up here. We've had it tested. It's just really hard water. It's about 400 foot well to get to the water, and the sediment is still pretty rough, but it's clean water overall. So we shower in it, no problem. We just don't drink it. But we do have that filter in there just to kind of filter for us. Anyway, so usually we got to come over here. We got to unplug the pump first. That way we don't have any problems. I'll shut off the main water valve. Listen, we've redone this about 100 times because we've blown it up, and every time we get better. This is better right now. The only mistake I probably made big time was that I did not get a valve from here, from shut off. So basically, if something goes wrong in here, we're gonna end up having to drain all the water. So that's something we realized after the fact, that we probably should have put a valve right there at the end. That way, if something happens, we could just hold all the water in the tank and fix what we need to fix. But hey, you learn. And I'm telling you, like I said, it's been 3 years of us not knowing, Googling, calling for advice, asking people what's the best way to handle this situation. We've never been off grid before like this, you know, and something you take for granted is being able to drive down to Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace or somewhere like that to be able to get the things that you need. And so that here is not available. So we keep extra everything by 100. Hope we never need it. So we do have a tankless hot water heater. I mean, this is where it's at. So I'll unplug this. We've tried to put some boards. I can start draining. What's up? So once feet get wet, we'll drain this. I mean, every single thing that's got water in it's got to be drained. This is our propane. I'll show you our setup over there in a second. We'll drain the pump. Any little bit of water that's left in this, it's usually nothing major, especially when I drain the house first. But like, we have to get out as much water as possible. And the water we can't get out, we know we can't get out, we try to use that little heater. It's got a plug on there. When it gets below 32, it'll kick on, and it doesn't stay on for long. I mean, it's just taking it above 40 and it's good, but we try to bounce it off this wall to keep this section at least thawed out as best you can. That's that. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh shit, that's what you don't want to do. These rings are a pain in the butt too. We've learned to hold on real quick. We've learned to keep those on deck. So that would just stay there. To every single thing with water on it, we got to deal with. All right, come on. We'll walk around here. Something I didn't understand about plumbing. I thought I had a great idea and put in this little water hose, which was cool. But the problem was I didn't put the water hose after the pump. I put it before the pump because the line was kind of already out here. It was ran with the PVC, so I put a faucet on there. But if I was sitting back thinking and I wasn't stressed out about it, I would have put it after the pump. That way, obviously, it has the right amount of pressure. Right now, it's just whatever's flowing from the tank. Just in case, we do have a 14,000 watt generator. You know, it's just in case. Like, I mean, that's the whole point of the off grid. I run a Starlink out here for internet, and let me tell you, I don't care what anybody's opinion is, that dude's a genius, because we had satellite internet out here before and it was trash. We couldn't do anything with it, so we got rid of it. We got a Starlink, and let me tell you, hands down the best. So much so that we got one down at the bottom by the deer stand, but it's the best. I got 2 propane tanks here. You can 250 gallons, so we have 500 gallons worth of propane. We have built them on these trailers. That way, look, we're so far back here, the propane trucks can't make it, and so we have to hook these to the side-by-side when they're empty and run them all the way out to the road. So when we first got up here, the guy had 17 220 watt panels, and he had an old inverter. I mean, some old technology. He'd been up here for about 6 years before we got a hold of it. Now we have 36 530 watt panels, which pretty much will, I mean, it pretty much will do like if you were at the house. So, and that's kind of what we wanted. On occasion, I have my mom up here, and you know, she's not built for this. She's a city girl through and through, and but I want her to be comfortable when she's up here. So the 36 panels does it for us. As soon as I get the key to this door, I'll show you the setup. We built these, how to rebuild these. Built the ramp for the garage. This is C-purlin. So yeah, like I said, we have those panels. Okay, those panels go into, let's go get some light in here. Those panels go into 27 batteries, and we just got this. This has probably been my favorite thing that I've got, is the Solar inverter. When I tell you that this thing, let's see if I can get to it, is an absolute machine. It is an absolute machine. It's the best investment we ever made. We had an old one up here. I hated it. It was junk, and it just would not do what we needed it to do. So we got this last year, and it's been a killer. It's been a killer ever since. That's not good.
What? What?
Somebody left this pump on. This pump was on.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
We didn't even have to use that. Hopefully it's good. Open it.
I think we probably have a burnt out pump, if I had to guess. Yep. No electricity going to that. Let's see. That's not good. That is not good. Well, it's like I told you guys, if it isn't one thing, it's another. This looks fine. It's probably not anything wrong with it, if I was being honest. If I had to guess, somebody turned the breaker off. Well, is 2.
Well.
Yep, something's going on with it. I can give more details later on some of the things that we've done and some of the problems that we've had. Maybe it'll save anybody who's interested in doing off-grid some time, some stress, some headache, some heartbreak. Pretty good amount of water. Look, it was empty. That's a decent amount of water to pull out of there.
Yeah.
That's probably what cracks that pipe down there at the bottom. When we leave it. Nice.
Yeah.
it makes more sense that they left that they left the pump open at the wellhead, plus at the before it hits the cabin. So if it was running and they just opened it and thought it was leaking out from normal, really what happened is when the water fell out of there, that pump probably kicked on and it's been running, flooding probably all down the backyard, and I bet it burnt it up. I bet that's exactly what happened to it. What up? The Slayer. I appreciate you guys staying tuned in. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate everybody's support. It's a brand new channel and we need all of you guys to kind of get it going. And we appreciate all the love. Thanks. Peace.